Hi guys, I'm Zach Craig with Armor Tech. Welcome back for another one of our cab installation videos here. Today we got our 570 Polaris here, our mid-size bike, and today we're going to show you how to put on our doors. We'll start out with our part number UC575. Before we get started, a couple necessary tools for this project. 7/16 wrench, 11/16 wrench, 3/4 inch wrench, a socket driver with our Torx head bit, Phillips screwdriver with a P3 bit to prevent stripping on our bolt heads. Or to speed things up, you can use an impact driver with a Phillips bit. And also, today I'm going to use a screwdriver with a little 10mm socket. All right, we got our door out of our box here. We got a little small package with some of our hardware. The rest of our handles and miscellaneous nuts and bolts and hinges will actually be inside of your jam pieces here. We'll go ahead and pull all of those out. Before we place our door, we'll have to take our net off that's in our way here. So go ahead and unbuckle that, get it out of the way. First thing we want to do is take our belt clip off here with our Torx head wrench. Now hang on to these bolts and just place them back in the holes for now. We'll be using them later on in our process. Next, we'll take our Torx head, and we've got another Torx head bolt here in the cab, or our plastic body here. And we'll take it off. And we can go ahead and reinsert that bolt. We will not be using this later. Now we'll unhinge. We'll take these straps apart. Okay, so we've got our 1-inch bolts and one of our loop straps here, and that loop strap will actually loop around our sidebar here and go into our rev nuts placed in the channel of our jam. I found it easier to go ahead and start our bottom, and you may want to use your screwdriver to help you out a little bit, to start our bottom first. Then we'll go ahead, take our impact wrench and tighten our bottom all the way down. And we'll leave our top loose. And that will allow us to slide our jam up, because we can't reach our bottom because of our seat here. And we'll just kind of work it sliding our jam and scoot it up the bar until it fits in place. We want to align our roll bar here with our outline profile of our jam piece here. And then we'll take one of our 5/8 bolts, or short bolts, and our lock washers and nuts, and we will go ahead and get those started in here. And I like to hold a little pressure on mine with a finger. The other one. Okay, now that that's tight, we can come back to the inside and tighten up. Next, we'll take our J bracket here, and it will actually bolt through this hole with our short 5/8 bolt, and it will actually grab our bar here, and it'll take some of the shake out of our jam there. We'll take our lock washer and our flat washer and our nut. We'll take our 7/16 wrench and our impact driver. We've got our hinges here. It's just a simple little door hinge. We got our male end with our prong, and our female. Our male end will mount on our door going downwards. We'll set that to the side for now, and we'll take our female end with the open half facing upwards, and it will mount to our jam. I'll note that we have vertical adjustment in these holes here. They're oblong shaped for any type of adjustment we may need later on when allowing our door to hinge correctly. We'll take our 5/8 bolt here, our lock washer, flat washer, and nut, and go ahead and start those. We'll take the female in for our bottom slot here. Again, making sure our open end is facing upwards. We will now attach it. Again, we will just slightly snug those. Okay, next we'll take our male end of our hinges and go ahead and mount it to our doors. Now, we'll look real closely at our holes here. They are oblong horizontally for horizontal adjustment when we're trying to get proper latching. We'll just take our 5/8 short bolt, our washers and our nut, and go ahead and attach this, and we want our prongs facing downwards to match our upward females. Now, I like to take my adjustment and go ahead and move it about middle ways in, and again we'll take our screwdriver like we did on our jam and just snug them up barely, but we will have to adjust later on. Alright, now these doors go on a lot similar as doors on a Jeep. It's basically a free hanging hinge. We've got both of our hinges mounted here. You may have to pull it out almost to a 90-degree angle. We'll get both of our hinges started here. Okay, we've got our handle here. We're going to go ahead and install that in our door next. A couple things before we get started on this. In our universal hardware bag, it comes with 3 hex head bolts here. We got a short, a mid, and a long size, and a small jam nut. And we'll install this in our push button of our handle first. And for this particular door, we're going to use our short bolt. And I'll show you what this does here in just a second. We'll go ahead and run our jam nut all the way on. We'll get this started. Get a couple threads started, and we'll run our jam nut down. And go ahead and just torque that thing a little bit and lock it in place. Now, basically, when our latch is shut, that allows our button to make contact with our latch, so we don't have to push our button so far in to disable our latch. And now we'll take our handle, line it up through our holes here, and this hole will take our mid-size hexagon head bolts, 10 millimeters the size. Get 2 more right here. And we'll take our screwdriver with our 10 millimeter socket and go ahead and tighten those down. You can use a ratchet or a gear wrench. We'll go ahead and tighten all of these down. Alright, next we'll take our striker plate. It's got 2 oblong holes and 1 over here. It's a 90-degree bracket. And our striker bolt here. First we'll take our plate and we'll come to the front of the bike. Torx head screws. I told you to hold on earlier. This is where they now come into play. Well, now attach this on here. Now we want our angle coming outwards with our oblong hole towards the outside of the bike. And this also allows adjustment for proper latching up and down. Now we'll take our striker bolt here, insert it in our slot with our bolt coming towards the rear of the bike. And this allows horizontal adjustment, and our whole plate assembly allows vertical adjustment for proper latching. We're going to find center in both. Go ahead and snug those down, and you can tighten those up with an 11/16 wrench and our 3/4 inch wrench. when we line up our door, the first thing we want to look at before anything is to make sure our body line, this brake line here, makes good flow and follows the contour of our jamb. And that'll get us pretty close. It looks as if we're pretty close already. We'll take our impact wrench now and go ahead and tighten that down. Alright, next we want to look at our up and down of our striker plate here, and also if we need to come out or forward. And it looks like we're hitting pretty good already. So we'll go ahead and close our door. We want to make sure we're nice and sealed up. And just remember that we have adjustments here and also adjustments on our door. It looks like we're adjusting pretty good. Our door is now finished and it's ready for you to enjoy on your next ride.